A few of Burger King's breakfast items are legitimately delicious. On the other hand, a few of the items are somewhere between disgusting and forgettable, and are a waste of your precious morning minutes. Here's the definitive ranking of their breakfast menu, from worst to best.
You ate breakfast, yes? Breakfast is most important meal of day.
If you've made the courageous leap to go to Burger King for breakfast, why would you go the boring routine and order their pancake platter? Not only is it completely unimaginative, but Burger King's pancakes are as bland as you expect. Burger King's pancakes are small, mushy, and devoid of anything that resembles satisfying flavor. Even considering the fact that you get 3 of them with your pancake platter order, their combined girth is wholly unsatisfying. You're going to have to add a lot of syrup to overcome your regret from not ordering something more enticing from their breakfast menu. Burger King also offers the pancakes and sausage platter, but this slight upgrade should also be a hard pass. The tiny sausage patty that accompanies the puny pancakes will only reinforce the fact that you've chosen poorly and should have gone bigger and bolder. In other words, the pancakes aren't worth flipping out over.
Pancakes! Pancakes!
No pancakes.
Pancakes!
If your idea of breakfast is a hot cup of coffee, don't make the mistake of going to Burger King to get your caffeine fix. Everything that can be wrong with fast food coffee is wrong with Burger King's coffee. First of all, the coffee isn't hot enough. If you don't drink it right away, it will quickly reach lukewarm status. Secondly, even though they claim to use high-quality Arabica beans, you can't taste any of that quality. What you will taste is weak, watery blandness. And finally, Burger King manages to top off this liquefied letdown in a cup with a burnt aftertaste that will have you grimacing in disappointment. You can get decent hash browns at a few fast food restaurants, but Burger King is not one of them. Their hash browns are mealy and oddly fibrous. You'll bite into their hash browns expecting that crunchy, oily goodness you can get from McDonald's hash browns, but instead you'll be left with a mouthful of unevenly cooked potato. What makes the situation even more disturbing is that no 2 hash browns from Burger King are the same. Each one offers a slightly different texture and a slightly different flavor. The overarching theme, though, tells the tale of hash browns that are too chewy and not tasty enough. Some of the components of the ham, egg, and cheese maple waffle sandwich are actually promising. The 2 maple waffles that act as the bun are delicious, as long as your Burger King doesn't overcook them. Unfortunately, the true disappointment is the ham. Burger King claims they use Black Forest ham in the sandwich, but it doesn't taste like high-quality ham. Instead, it tastes like the generic ham you can buy at a dollar store. The edges of the ham are dark, but don't let that fool you. There's nothing truly Black Forest about this ham. Not only does it taste extremely processed, it's sliced so thin that you lose most of the bang for your buck.
Can I eat?
I don't know. Give it a try.
It's difficult to go wrong if you pick a croissantwich at Burger King. Unless, that is, you go with the egg and cheese croissantwich. As tasty as the croissant bun is, the innards just aren't rewarding enough to garner a hearty recommendation. The molded egg patty tastes exactly how it sounds. Butter or any other flavor would have been helpful, but as it is, the egg is boring and the textures is too coarse.
Boring!
The slice of American cheese that rests atop the egg attempts to impart a kick of flavoring. But unfortunately, the cheese simply isn't up for the task. If you order the sandwich, the best thing to do is to take matters into your own hands and add some spicy hot sauce. Unfortunately, you won't find suitable flavors at Burger King, so you'd have to take it home to complete the transformation. If you must consume caffeine at breakfast, skip Burger King's hot coffee and go for the BK Cafe Caramel Frappe. This cold drink is so sweet that it successfully drowns out the weak coffee flavor and the burnt aftertaste. Burger King also has a mocha-flavored frappe, but it's not nearly as good. The chocolate taste has an odd bitterness to it that accentuates the underlying disappointment that is their coffee. If you're going to risk a sugar overdose by drowning one of Burger King's frappes, you'll at least want to go out with a smile on your face, so go with the caramel version. While the name hints at it, you'll be surprised by Burger King's breakfast Burrito Jr. and how small they are once they're out of the wrapper.
You call me shorty? Because you're small. Small. S-M-all.
Don't be too disappointed because these mini breakfast burritos are actually quite tasty. Other than being smaller than you expect, there aren't any major complaints. The breakfast Burrito Jr. combines scrambled eggs, delicately melted American cheese, a small patty of sausage, and some hash browns. While that may sound like an odd mix, it all comes together thanks to a spicy sauce that is equal parts creamy and tasty, plus a flour tortilla that is surprisingly authentic. Many fast food restaurants have stiff flour tortillas, but Burger King's offering is soft and almost melts in your mouth. Going to Burger King for a Mexican-inspired breakfast item might seem like lunacy, but it's actually well worth the trip. If you order Burger King's sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, you'll get exactly what you're expecting, nothing more, nothing less. The sausage has enough seasoning and enough savory goodness to bolster the egg patty and the slice of American cheese. What steals the show, though, is the buttery and flaky buttermilk biscuit. Finding an adequate biscuit in a fast food joint can be difficult, as many are too powdery tasting, or so dry that they crumble in your hands. But Burger King deserves a round of applause for their perfectly golden biscuits that serve the purpose of bookending this tasty breakfast item while tantalizing your taste buds. Burger King didn't exactly reinvent the wheel with this biscuit sandwich, and you can find similar options at other fast food eateries. But if you're looking for a reasonably priced breakfast item that will fill you up and leave you with a smile on your face, you can't go wrong by picking the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. If you feel like playing a non-lethal and potentially yummy version of Russian roulette, go inside of a Burger King and hand over some of your hard-earned money for an order of the French toast sticks. If you're lucky, you'll pull the trigger and receive 5 sticks of French toast that are so hot they're difficult to hold with your fingers. If that's the case, whip out the sugary syrup and get to dipping and eating. You'll be convinced that you've located your new guilty pleasure. However, this is a dangerous game. If you order the French toast sticks and get stuck with lukewarm logs, the disappointment in the air at your local Burger King will be palpable. You will soon realize that this breakfast item loses all of its superpowers once it cools off. In fact, buying these through the drive-thru window is unwise, because you need to eat them right away if you're lucky enough to get a sizzling batch. If you like the taste of the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit at Burger King, you'll love what you'll receive when you order the fully loaded biscuit. What makes it so much better? Thickly cut bacon.
Nothing burps better than bacon.
It's not the world's greatest bacon, but it still tastes good. And when it comes to bacon, being average is still enough to take any food to the next level. Part of the package that makes this biscuit fully loaded is the aforementioned Black Forest ham. While the ham still isn't a positive part of this puzzle, it thankfully doesn't get in the way of any of the other flavors. If anything, it provides a place for the American cheese to rest and keeps this bulging breakfast biscuit from falling apart. Think of it as a thin sheet of adhesive that will keep your shirt clean as you eat the fully loaded biscuit or croissantwich on the go. The best breakfast sandwich at Burger King that uses their sweet waffles is undoubtedly the sausage, egg, and cheese maple waffle sandwich. Generally, the maple waffles won't disappoint. They're sweet, but what's really impressive is the authentic maple flavoring. Even when the waffles cool off, they're still tasty, if not even tastier. Between the waffles of the sausage, egg, and cheese maple waffle sandwich, you'll find a slice of American cheese on top of a seasoned sausage patty, which are both laid upon egg. Nothing groundbreaking for sure, but the savoriness blends perfectly with the sweetness from the maple waffles. As good as Burger King's maple waffle tastes, the waffles aren't their best breakfast bun. That title belongs to the croissants that house their croissantwiches. Taste the bacon, egg, and cheese croissantwich and you'll fully agree. The quality of the croissant is truly on par with what you'd find at some French pastry shops.
Je voudrais un croissant.
What? If you're eating on the run, the bacon, egg, and cheese croissantwich is what you should order, as you can easily eat this delectable sandwich with one hand while your eyes are on the road. What's the secret? The melted slice of American cheese holds together the bacon and the egg, so the chance of anything slipping out of place is remote. Burger King advertises this sandwich as being grab-and-go delicious, and they're not fibbing. If you're watching your calorie intake, you'll be glad to learn that the bacon, egg, and cheese croissantwich only has 340 calories. For such a tasty meal that you can eat even if you're in a hurry, it's heartening to hear that it won't destroy your diet. Burger King takes everything that is right about the breakfast Burrito Jr., upgrades it, supersizes it, and calls it the Egg-normous Burrito. It's so good that you'll be shocked that you didn't think about this combination first. Like the breakfast Burrito Jr., it has sausage, egg, hash browns, and a marvelously spicy cream sauce. But instead of American cheese, the Egg-normous Burrito has cheddar cheese, which is a huge improvement. Even more important, though, is the fact that it also has bacon. Yes, thick, smoky bacon. Although the Egg-normous Burrito requires an enormous tortilla, the quality of the tortilla remains high, while being thick enough to keep all the flavorful ingredients within it. Burger King also gives you a small side of picante sauce when you order this behemoth. If you enjoy mild, watery picante sauce, go ahead and add it to the Egg-normous Burrito, since it's not bad. But if you really want to take this burrito to the next level, add some real hot picante sauce from home, or add in your favorite salsa. While Burger King has some surprisingly top-tier breakfast options, the item that reigns supreme is unquestionably the Double Croissan'wich with sausage and bacon. You'll need 2 hands and probably a bib, but this sandwich will be well worth the extra effort. The Double Croissan'wich with sausage and bacon begins, of course, with the outstanding croissant bun. Within the buttery croissant ends, you'll see the 2 best breakfast meats Burger King has to offer: the savory sausage and the thick-cut bacon. Beneath the meats, there'll be a bed of eggs. Between the sausage and bacon, there's 1 slice of American cheese. Between the bacon and the top half of the croissant is another slice of cheese. Next time the boss asks you to pick up breakfast, skip the donut shop and get this instead. The Double Croissan'wich with sausage and bacon is truly a breakfast delight that will make you a regular at your local Burger King drive-thru window early each morning. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more mashed videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.